Happy Magical Monday, my loves. Sorry, I'm a tiny bit late. I'm having some internet stuff going on, but that's kind of par for the course right now with this super duper powerful, crazy energy that's going on as we speak. We have now entered what I see as the energetic portal, the number one energetic portal of the year. Last week we had the equinox and we had all of these massive planetary alignments, and now we're sort of in it. And I always find that that's an interesting time because when we hit these astrological moments in time, there's a shift in energy. You see that when you hit your birthday. You see it at any kind of new year, and this is the astrological new year, but it's also the first week of this new Pluto planetary alignment of Pluto being in Aquarius. And it's going to shift a couple times. It's going to go back into the Pisces for a little bit, a couple of times, and it won't finalize its full direct motion until 2024. So we have this liminal in between, and it happens in astrology where a planet that takes like so long, 20 years to go through a sign, takes a little bit of time for it to fully embrace itself. But we're in powerful times, and we've got an eclipse season coming up. We have now started. Last week's new moon was the last of the energy without being in the eclipse cycle. So we have a full moon coming up. It's not until the 4th or 5th, depending on where you are in the world, but it's in April. That full moon will be the last clean full moon, and by clean I mean no retrogrades and no eclipses. So we have the eclipse starting on the 20th of April. So this is the time for that deep sense of grounding and really reclaiming back to your heart center. So the energy right now that is so important is to reclaim your heart center. I want to give a big shout out to my friends that came this weekend to my home. We did a cacao training to learn how to be cacao facilitators. So thank you, CJ, for bringing that certification to us. And it just this weekend really anchored the importance of heart opening. Cacao is where chocolate comes from, minus all the sugar and the milk and all the things. The original bean has an energy like any plant medicine. And one of the things that it did over the weekend for me was really reminded us that we have to connect to our heart center. And of course, anytime I start doing this, what comes up is all my clients after that, all of my sessions after that seem to have a theme. So my theme since Saturday has been heart opening and heart expansion. And that really seems to play out into this Pluto Aquarius exchange. And so really, what are we being asked to do? We're being asked to let the box around our heart disintegrate. We are letting go of our protections and our safety net to become heart-centered and to be heart expansive and to be love. And those of you who've worked with me before may have already heard this. Maybe you've heard it from me a dozen times. Maybe you've heard it from a dozen places. But one of the deep key mantras that I use, you've probably all heard me say, I'm seeking joy. What am I going to do to bring joy into my life today? What am I going to do to bring joy into other people's lives? that's one of my key questions. The other one I use is, how am I bringing more love into the world? How am I expressing love in my own life? How am I showing love to myself? And then, of course, I love the mantra prema, which is I am divine love. And then it just really expanded for me over the last 24 hours. Really, it just started Sunday night. We did the cacao training on Saturday, which was beautiful, by the way. We learned all about the cultural appreciation, not appropriation, but appreciation of this particular ceremony. We learned the fire aspect, because a lot of people do not do the fire. And if you know me, you know that a lot of my rituals are contained with a fire, around a fire, or in some other ways. Sometimes it's just plain old candle magic. But we did this beautiful ceremony around a fire where we brought fresh flowers. There had to have been 24 fresh flowers that surrounded my fire pit as we made this mandala around the fire pit. And each of us, as we took in the cacao, could feel the medicine coming into our bodies and expanding. And we sat up late into the night watching the fire. The ceremony ended and everyone went home, and there was about 4 of us left that sat up until like past midnight, really connecting and doing deep healing. And that's what I think is happening right now. Deeper level healing. So like maybe you think you've forgiven some things, but there's a pattern and you're ready to forgive on a deeper level. Maybe you think you've accepted things, but there's new things to accept that have come in. Maybe there's just something you've never really looked at before. You're already a big healer. You're already very connected, but there's just this nudge of something that is keeping you from your freedom, from your expansion. That's the kind of healing that is available now. And you've probably heard me say this if you've been with me through an eclipse cycle. Eclipse cycles come with karmic healing. And one of the messages I have for right now is how powerful the karmic grace is. So this expansion of understanding allows us to move into karmic grace. And that means rapid healings. That means powerful healings. That means expanded understanding and compassion. That means going deeper into your stuff than you've ever gone before. This is available right now. The way I see it when I look at the astrology, this karmic place is available for us into the month of May. We have the Pluto exchange. We have the new moon that happened last week, and we're in this place, which I always call the liminal in-between. And it's going to go through the eclipse cycle, which lasts until the middle of May. Some would even say the portal would close in the early parts of June. So right now, if you're ready to go deep and powerful, this is the time. So as I was constructing the second day of this huge weekend, because we had a lot of people in from out of town, we had a brunch, and then when we were getting ready to go to the past life regression ceremony, we had like a group of us that were finished eating. We went out to eat for brunch, and then we had this past life regression, and all of a sudden we realized that we didn't have anywhere to be for like an hour. So the way to kind of like know that you are on the right track is this. In this case, we had this massive synchronicity where I'm like, well, let's just go to the park down the street. And Patrick's like, well, why don't we do a gong ceremony? Why don't we, I have my gong in the car. I just happen to be having this available. And boom, here we are in the middle of the park doing a gong ceremony. So that's when you know synchronicity is happening. If things are just happening magically, and things are just like moving in a synchronistic, powerful manner, that's how you know you're in the right way, going to the right place. However, the opposite is true, and I've seen a lot of people going through this where there's a stuck feeling, where there's a knowing that you are off. And if that is happening, it is also the right place to be going through the shift. I saw that with one of my clients today. We actually opened up his system to be moved through, and it really came down to a deeper level of acceptance and forgiveness. It came to dropping the walls around his heart that kept him safe, and even safe from himself, because he felt like he just felt stuck. And it really came down to he didn't feel like he had enough, and that the universe had really been bringing him enough. And then we unraveled it a little bit, and he realized that he didn't have the energy. So we did a lot of work and opened up, and he felt like he had wings by the end, and a golden light around him by the end. So now is the perfect time to do this deeper level healing, whether that is get right with your meditation practice, get right with your food, get right with your exercise, get right with yourself. There is a big, I would say that's the key right now, is get right with yourself. What do you have to do to expand your heart and get right with yourself? If you're interested and you want to get some extra help, I have some special coaching available right now. I have the offering available that's going to take us every time there's an eclipse season. I like to run a series of special calls to help you navigate and clear karma during the eclipse season. So that's available. My Rise to Freedom program is available. It's a really good time. But if not, all I'm going to say is no matter what you're doing, it is a perfect time to be doing manifestation work. You have the month of April all the way till the 20th before there's a retrograde. This is time to get clear on what you're looking for, clear on what you're desiring, clear and helpful to your heart. How do you love yourself more deeply? How do you show others more love? How do you express this breaking open and heart expansion? Maybe you need to spend more time with nature. Maybe you need to spend more time with your animals. Maybe you need to get creative, paint, make music, make art, take photographs, meditate, go spend time with your friends. How do you crack yourself open? This is an open heart chakra expansive energy that is in the air right now. It is a time where we are expanding without fear. This is a time where we are becoming more in tune, more aligned, and more specific to our future. And like I said, if you're having some things where you're like, that didn't go as I expected. Maybe I didn't get as many people to my program as I wanted, or maybe I didn't, maybe people didn't buy the right number of my books, or whatever it is where you feel like you did not get the response you wanted from outside of you. Check in, place your hand on your heart. And this is a huge tool. Place your hand on your heart. And I prefer to use my left hand, although it doesn't matter. You could even use both hands. And take a few deep breaths and see, am I aligned on the inside? Am I aligned and in tune, or am I just throwing spaghetti at the wall? Am I just like, I want this, but I don't really know how to get it? the truth is your heart knows, your soul knows, but we aren't taking enough time to listen to it. We aren't taking enough time to stop, think, breathe, feel. And again, my favorite tool is just placing my hand on my heart. The next way to amplify this tool is to breathe through it. And if you're really in a weird place, a very simple practice is to say, I am love, I am. This goes back to the Moses code where you use I am that I am. And if you want more on that, there's plenty of information. It's called the Moses code. But you take the middle wording, I am, is what you are creating, what you're claiming, what you are frequency of. I am, and instead of saying that, you place love. I am love. And then you continue to affirm that with I am. So not just I am love, I am love, I am love. I am love, I am. So the second part is a claiming. I am love, I am. I am love, I am. So let's just do it all together, and I'm going to have you do it 10 times. It seems like it might be excessive, right? And the truth is I'll do it 108 times when I'm out of sorts. So I'll just lay down, close my eyes, get my breathing right, drop my grounding cord, bring the energy in through the top of my head, imagine I'm in a beautiful ball of light, and then I will just say this mantra 10 to 108 times. And if I'm doing 108, I grab a mala and I count the beads. So most of you have them because they're beautiful, but a lot of you don't use them for meditation. And so I'm suggesting that this is something that you would maybe start doing, is use the 108 mala bead and try this for 108 repetitions. But we're going to do 10 right now. And 10's easy because you can use your own fingers. This is why 10 is such a great tool. And if you know science, you know that 2 minutes in the theta brainwave will reset your brain. So 10 times stating this takes me just a little over 2 minutes. So if I am in my safe space, eyes closed, it's going to reset my nervous system. So it's very somatic, very energetic. So you can do this after a fight. You can do this when you're like strung out. You can do this when you don't know what else to do. So we're just going to do it together. Place your hand or both hands on your heart. And I'm actually going to place one hand on my heart, and on the other hand, I am actually doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that I know how many times we're doing the repetition. So just close your eyes. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in and exhale. You're halfway there. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I am love. I am. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Now, this time I want you to do this with me. I'm going to have you continue for just a little bit longer and do an inhale of love. So inhale love and exhale love. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale love, exhale love. Inhale love and exhale love. And that's just a little bit over 2 minutes. And I wonder, throw it in the comments. I can't see them right now, but I'll look at them later. I wonder if your entire body doesn't feel different. You might even be smiling. You might feel expansive. So it's just a tool. There's so many tools. And I just wanted to bring to your awareness that it doesn't have to be complicated, but it does need to be often. Really recentering yourself, getting back to your heart, getting back to your center, remembering that love is a frequency. It is your birthright. You are already enough. You are already worthy. You are already deserving. You don't have to do anything to be. And remember that you are love. It's just a fact. It's a natural law. It is. The law of nature is ability to remember that you and everything else is made out of the energy of love and above, that frequency of love, not the old-fashioned love. And there's so many conditional loves that we're talking about. This is the elevated love of divine love. This is the elevated love of pure love. This is the elevated love that doesn't have human emotions around it. It creates protection. It creates elevation. It creates the energy of creating. And from there, we are naturally able to elevate. We are naturally able to move our frequency above. We are naturally able to see things as they can be and move forward fearlessly. So I hope today has helped. This is a practice that I use. This is one that is a key and core foundation of my personal practice. I hope it's been helpful. You've got all the way until the full moon to be doing the last bit of clean, clear manifestation that you're going to be able to do in 2023 without a retrograde. So if you really want to get clear and focused, this is the week to do it. Light your candles, set up your crystal grids, do your magic. And if you feel like you want to be helped with the power and the frequency of these next couple of months as we navigate the eclipse cycle, which we'll start talking about at that full moon, and how it's going to affect you, please sign up for the offer. If you want some personalized information and you want one-on-one coaching with me, the Rise to Freedom program, and if you really want to make it really anchor in something beautiful and powerful, please join me for a full encompassing Living Magically coaching package. All of these things are available to help you through this period of time. And then I just have one last little thing I'm going to throw out there. I got inspiration. There was something that came into my life, a magical tool, and I won't tell you anything more about it. But I was shown something that I wanted to surprise some of you with. Some of you have bought my magic boxes before, and you don't know what's in them. But let me tell you, I've got this something really fun and special. I've got 10 of them. So I've created a new magic box. And when those 10 are gone, it's only $100. When those 10 items are gone, they'll be gone. So if you want a magical tool and some other fun magical things, go ahead and grab that now, because like I said, I love making them. They're a lot of fun, and everybody seems to love the items when they get them. And it also comes with a few-minute call with me to go over your item and see what else is in the box, your surprises. So if you're interested in a magical mystery magic box from Michelle, that's available probably just for a few days, because they do usually sell out. So sometime this week, if you're wanting it, as soon as those first 10 are gone, they will disappear forever. And so with all of that being said, we will start talking about the full moon next week. I hope you have a magical week, great week for magic, great week for heart expansion, great week for all kinds of expansion, whatever that means for you. And know that I love you. Live magically.